was considering a GLP-1 medication for myself, I kept putting it off. I didn't want another weight loss drug. I didn't want something that was just about pursuing thinness instead of actual health. But then the evidence started piling up. Study after study were showing that these medications were addressing underlying metabolic dysfunction. They were improving insulin sensitivity, reducing inflammation, protecting the heart, regardless of weight loss. That's when everything shifted for me. This wasn't just another diet drug. This was a medication that was actually improving people's health. Hi, I'm Dr. Meghan Tierney. I'm board certified in family and obesity medicine and a Menopause Society Certified Practitioner. I'm also the founder of Sorrel Health and Wellness here in Seattle, Washington, where I help women in midlife thrive with comprehensive menopause and metabolic health care. Today, I'm sharing the evidence that changed my mind. The science that shows these medications are doing so much more than making a number on the scale go down. We're going to cover three main things: how GLP-1 medications actually work in the body, why they're effective for metabolic health, and what's happening underneath that you can't see on the scale. Let's dive in. So, first, what even is GLP-1? GLP-1 stands for glucagon-like peptide 1, and it's what we call an incretin hormone. That just means it's a hormone that is released from your gut when you eat. Specifically, it comes from special cells in your small intestine and colon called the L cells. Here's what happens naturally in your body. You eat a meal, something with fat, protein, or carbohydrates, and those L cells release GLP-1 into your bloodstream. That GLP-1 then travels to different parts of your body and basically says, hey, we just ate. Let's do something about it. Now, here's the thing: your body naturally breaks down GLP-1 really quickly, like within 5 minutes. It uses an enzyme called DPP4. So, even though your body is constantly making GLP-1, it doesn't stick around very long. These medications everyone's talking about are actually modified versions of GLP-1 that are designed to resist being broken down by that DPP4 enzyme. So they last much longer in your system. Semaglutide, which is the ingredient in Ozempic and Wegovy, and liraglutide, which is in Saxenda, are both modified GLP-1. Tirzepatide, which is a Mounjaro and Zepbound, is a bit different. It's a modified version that activates both the GLP-1 receptors and GIP receptors, but they all give your body a longer lasting version of something it already makes. Okay, so now that you know what a GLP-1 is, let's talk about how it actually works. There are three main mechanisms, and I'm going to walk you through each one. The first way GLP-1 works is by regulating your appetite, and this happens in your brain. GLP-1 activates receptors in a part of your brain called the hypothalamus. It's specifically in areas that control hunger and fullness. When those receptors get activated, they send signals that reduce your appetite and increase your sense of satiety. That's that satisfied, I've had enough feeling. There's also something called the vagus nerve, which is like a communication highway between your gut and your brain. GLP-1 works along that pathway too, reinforcing those I'm full signals. So when people on a GLP-1 say, I don't think about food as much, or I feel satisfied with less, that's not them dieting or restricting. That's their brain getting clearer signals about fullness because GLP-1 is activating those pathways. And this is a really important thing to understand. This isn't about restricting yourself or white knuckling through hunger, right? It's about your body's natural satiety system working more effectively. I say this often to patients when they started GLP-1, in that they have spent many years trying to diet and they do feel like they have to sort of suffer in order to see results. And it's really important that people don't do that when they're taking a GLP-1. These medications really change the way that you relate to food in your life, and you should not have to feel like you are restricting in an abnormal way or in a way that makes you feel hungry or feels like you are going without. And I think that that's one of the magical things about a GLP-1 medication. The second thing GLP-1 does is slow down how fast your stomach empties. Normally, when you eat, food moves from your stomach into your small intestine pretty quickly, but GLP-1 delays that process. It basically keeps food in your stomach a little longer. This effect is seen more around the time that you take your shot, and it tends to diminish with time. And why does this matter? Well, it does two things. First, it helps you feel full longer because the food is still in your stomach. And second, it smooths out that blood sugar response after eating. Think of it this way: Instead of all that glucose hitting your bloodstream at once, like a flood, it's more like a slow, steady stream. This is also why we recommend protein and fiber. That also slows down that glucose flood. So, this means that you avoid sharp blood sugar spikes and crashes that can leave you feeling kind of tired or hungry really quickly. The third mechanism is about blood sugar control. GLP-1 medications work on your pancreas, specifically on two types of cells, the beta cells, which make insulin, and alpha cells, which make glucagon. GLP-1 stimulates your beta cells to release insulin, but only when your blood sugar is actually elevated. That's called a glucose dependent insulin secretion. It means your body isn't just pumping out insulin all the time, it's responding to what your blood sugar is doing in real time. So you can think of the GLP-1 medication as helping your pancreas to more effectively react to your blood sugar ups and downs. At the same time, GLP-1 suppresses glucagon, which is the hormone that tells your liver to release stored glucose. So you're getting less glucose released from storage and better insulin response when you need it. Your body is basically getting smarter about using glucose when you're taking a GLP-1. Now, here's what gets really cool. These medications aren't just about weight loss. There was a study published in 2024 that looked at people with prediabetes who were taking liraglutide, so that's Saxenda. And that's a GLP-1, one of the first ones. And what they found was that within just 2 weeks, before any significant weight loss had occurred, people's insulin sensitivity had already improved. So their bodies were already using insulin more effectively within 2 weeks, independent of weight change. That means it's possible your metabolic health is improving from day one. Your cells may be responding better to insulin, your fasting glucose is coming down, your body is managing blood sugar more efficiently. And that's happening because of the direct effects of GLP-1 on your cells, not just because you're losing weight. This is why I really push back when people start to focus on the number on the scale, because the truth is, these medications are improving metabolism directly, and weight loss is one result of that. It's not the only result. So you might have improvement in your metabolic health before you see really significant weight change. And there's even more evidence of this. So, a 2025 analysis of the SELECT trial found that semaglutide reduced heart attacks and strokes by 20%, and that benefit happened regardless of how much weight people lost. 20%, that's crazy. Another important effect is how these medications change where your body stores fat. Not all fat is the same. Visceral fat, which wraps around your organs, is metabolically active in ways that increase inflammation and insulin resistance. This is much different than subcutaneous fat, which is the kind of fat that you can pinch on the surface. GLP-1 medications preferentially reduce visceral fat and ectopic fat. That's fat deposited in places that shouldn't be, like your liver or around your heart. Studies show significant reductions in visceral adipose tissue, liver fat, epicardial fat around your heart. And the reduction in dangerous fat is directly linked to improvements in insulin sensitivity, blood pressure, and inflammation. Now, before we wrap up, I want to be really clear about something. These medications are not a quick fix and they're not right for everyone. They work best when they're part of a bigger picture that includes sustainable eating patterns, movement that feels good in your body, good sleep, stress management, all the things to support your overall health. And here's what I really want you to hear, like, really want you to hear. The goal isn't just weight loss. The goal is metabolic health. The goal is having energy. The goal is feeling like yourself again. The goal is reducing your risk for chronic disease so you can live a long, healthy life and be able to do all the things you want to do. Your body is unique, your path to wellness is unique, and whether or not a GLP-1 medication is part of that path is a decision you get to make based on what feels right for you and what your body needs, not based on what anyone else is doing or what diet culture is telling you. All right, let's recap. There was a lot of information today. So, GLP-1 medications work by giving your body a longer lasting version of a hormone you already make. They regulate your appetite through brain pathways, slow down digestion so you feel full longer, and improve how your body handles insulin and glucose. But more than that, they improve your insulin sensitivity within weeks, potentially, reduce dangerous visceral fat, protect your heart regardless of the amount of weight lost, lower blood pressure and lower cholesterol, and reduce inflammation throughout the body. Understanding the evidence helped me make a decision that felt informed and empowering, and I hope it does the same for you. If you enjoy this and you want more evidence-based weight neutral content about midlife wellness, metabolic health, subscribe to this channel. And if you're in the Seattle area or in Washington State and you're looking for more personalized trauma-informed care, visit Sorrel Health and Wellness to learn more about my membership-based practice. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.